Members, if I could have your attention. Thank you, members. We are going to go, we are in our last hour. We are going to be, we're going to be going on until 7 p.m. We're going to try and get through as many bills as we can till that time. We're going to be going back to the top of the file order. We're going to begin with file item 19. That is AB 697 by Assemblymember Wilson. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 697 by Assemblymember Wilson, an act relating to protected species.
Assemblymember Wilson, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good evening, members. Today I'm pleased to present AB 697, a bill that will facilitate mobility improvements for the residents of Solano County and the larger Bay Area. Many of us in this room are familiar with Highway 37 corridor, which runs from Vallejo in Solano County to Highway 101 in Marin County. Today, SR 37 has 2 lanes in each direction, except for a 10-mile stretch where it narrows to 1 lane, creating a major bottleneck. That bottleneck between Mare Island, just outside of Vallejo, and Sonoma Raceway, Sear Point, regularly adds an hour and a half to round-trip commutes. It is so unreliable that North Bay transit operators won't even run buses on the corridor because it would be impossible to stick to a regular schedule. The roadway is in constant need of repair as it deals with commutes, 25% of the North Bay's freight traffic, and weekend travelers, many with RVs headed to coastal campgrounds. Additionally, the highway bisects the biologically rich San Pablo Baylands habitat restoration. For years, the 4 counties along the 37 corridor have worked collaboratively with the state and regional partners to provide options for improving the corridor. In fact, when I served on Solano Transportation Authority Board, I was involved in many of those discussions. What evolved from this local process is a plan to improve the corridor in phases, starting with near-term projects and then a much more ambitious long-term plan. To put it briefly, the long-term project is decades from construction and will cost over $10 billion. In the meantime, the near-term project will deliver time-sensitive mobility, quality of life, and restoration improvements, buying more time for the long-term plan. Specifically, AB 697 will authorize the Department of Fish and Wildlife to issue an incidental take permit for the near-term project between Mare Island and Sears Point for 4 species, subject to specific conservation, species monitoring, and management requirements. The issuance of this permit will limit the near-term project's impacts on habitat and the public, while facilitating vital improvements to the 37 corridor and providing both economic and commute relief for workers across the Bay Area. That is why I urge a strong support on this bill and respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Wilson. Assemblymember Rogers, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise in support of AB 697, and I want to thank my colleague. This really is a quality of life issue. As somebody who crosses 37 half a dozen times a week, you heard the statistics about folks who are just trying to get to work and then get home to their families. This project will not happen if we don't have creative solutions that move this project forward. I do want to commend the author for working with folks who have concerns, in particular some of the tribal governments, and I've heard her commitment to that both in committee and as well in discussions, and I know that she'll continue to work with that as we move people forward. I served for 6 years on the Sonoma County Transportation Authority, 2 years as the chair of that body. This is the highest priority of transportation networks for the entire North Bay. If this road goes underwater, folks will have absolutely no ability to get east to west from my community to access other parts of the state. So with that, I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Rogers. Seeing and hearing no further debate, Assemblymember Wilson, do you wish to close?
I'd like to thank my colleague from Santa Rosa for his support on this bill. As he noted in committee, we've been working on this his entire life. And so let's bring this to a close. With that, I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Wilson. All debate having ceased, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes, ayes 59, noes 0. The measure passes. Skipping ahead to file item number 22, AB 1413 by Assemblymember Pappen. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 1413 by Assemblymember Pappen, an act relating to groundwater.
Assemblymember Pappen, you are recognized.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. Members, I'm pleased to present AB 1413, a bill that is critical to the successful implementation of the Sustainable Groundwater Management Act, otherwise endearingly known as SGMA. This bill is about protecting the public investment in SGMA, and in particular, the extensive work that has gone into the determination of the size of the pie, how much water can be extracted from an overburdened basin. It's called the sustainable yield. This process to determine the size of the pie is extremely robust because it's a community decision. This bill is about giving deference to the community and those that participate in the decision. The sustainable yield determination is validated in one of two ways. You either go into court or it's validated as a matter of law if no timely action is filed. What's been happening is we have unhappy pumpers of water. As the reality is setting in that overburdened basins are sinking and sinking and sinking, and there's a restriction on the amount you can pump, what we're seeing is disgruntled water pumpers going into court and filing comprehensive groundwater adjudications seeking to revisit the sustainable yield determination, which has been validated. These prolonged legal battles are inefficient and duplicative and unnecessarily delay urgent action to sustainably manage groundwater resources to support the long-term viability of communities, natural resources, and our economy. The best forum to do a technical question about a sustainable yield is at the local level, and then goes to the Department of Water Resources, and then through a validation. This bill treats GSPs the same way we treat other local plans, giving deference to it. Giving deference to the determination of the size of the total pie is giving deference to a decision for the collective good that goes through a long, robust process. One can always still come in and fight for their slice of the pie. Nobody's denying that. This bill will protect our investment in SGMA for the good of the community and save us money that might otherwise be spent on unnecessary legal challenges. For these reasons, I am seeking an aye vote on AB 1413.
Thank you, Assemblymember Pappen. All debate having ceased, the clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 41, noes 21. The measure passes. File item number 23, AB 39 by Assemblymember Zabur. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 39 by Assemblymember Zabur, an act relating to local government.
Assemblymember Zabur, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, I'm proud to present AB 39, which will empower local governments to engage in developing strategies for a clean energy future. California has committed to ambitious climate and energy goals that envision conversions to electric and other clean vehicles on the roads and electric appliances and equipment in homes and businesses. In order for us to meet these targets, we must ensure local partners are developing and implementing solutions that advance California and support our most vulnerable communities. AB 39 aims to address this by requiring cities and counties with populations of 75,000 or more to create and adopt a plan to meet their electrification and decarbonization goals. Additionally, the bill provides guidelines to ensure that plans adopted as a result of this policy focus on the needs of disadvantaged communities, low-income households, and small businesses for equitable and prioritized investments in zero-emission technologies that directly benefits these communities. This legislation recognizes the leadership that some of our local governments are undertaking in their planning processes and allows them to utilize existing plans rather than developing new ones. These local jurisdictions are essential partners in meeting California's climate goals because they are best positioned to assess the needs of their residents and businesses. With proper planning and strategies across the state, we can ensure all community members have the resources needed to participate in the state's clean energy future. Thank you, and I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Spore. All debate having ceased, the clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 51, noes 10. The measure passes. Skipping ahead to file item number 29, AB 45 by Assemblymember Bauer-Cahan. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 45 by Assemblymember Bauer-Cahan and others, an act relating to privacy.
Assemblymember Bauer-Cahan, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, I'm proud to present AB 45, furthering the conversation about women controlling their own reproductive journeys from child rearing to menopause. This bill is a critically important bill that expands our privacy laws around abortion access. Medical data is some of the most sensitive, and women who are seeking access to abortion deserve the privacy that this bill will entitle them to. And with that, I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Bauer-Cahan. All debate having ceased, the clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 54, noes 11. The measure passes. AB 468. Spence? Next bill we're taking up is file item number 80, AB 775 by Assemblymember Fong. File item 80, AB 775 by Assemblymember Fong. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 775 by Assemblymember Fong, an act relating to the Political Reform Act of 1974.
Assemblymember Fong, you are recognized.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair and members. Assembly Bill 775 updates and modernizes processes for filing behested payment reports to increase compliance and to improve transparency. It will allow direct reporting to the Fair Political Practices Commission, ensures that reports filed with local agencies are posted on a public website. AB 775 is sponsored by the FPPC, has no opposition, and has no votes. I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Fong. All debate having ceased, the clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 70, noes 0. Measure passes. Skipping ahead to file item 86. That's AB 858 by Assemblymember Lee. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 858 by Assemblymember Lee and others, an act relating to employment.
Assemblymember Lee, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and colleagues. AB 858 ensures that hospitality workers will have rehiring protections after declared state of emergency, such as a pandemic or natural disaster. The bill does two things: expands rehiring protections to include hospitality workers affected by a state of emergency, which would sunset in December of 2027, and two, extends the COVID-19 rehiring protections to December 2027. Often after a natural disaster occurs, the state and federal government steps in to support those displaced by disaster, but workers in the hospitality industry often suffer the economic consequences long after disaster relief agencies are gone. The Labor Commissioner has cited numerous employers for violating existing rehiring laws, which is why these protections need to be extended. I respectfully ask your aye vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Lee. All debate having ceased, the clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 43, no 17. The measure passes. We're going to continue on to file item 92. That's AB 912 by Assemblymember Wilson. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 912 by Assemblymember Wilson, an act relating to employment.
Assemblymember Wilson, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, I'm pleased to present AB 912, a pilot apprenticeship pathway into public service. This bill is about equity, dignity, and the fundamental right to be seen and valued in our public systems. Our civil service must reflect the diversity and strength of our communities, including those with disabilities. Let's build a civil service that serves all Californians, and with that, I thank you and I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Wilson. All debate having ceased, the clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 70, no 0. Measure passes. We are, Ms. Schiavo? That's been dispensed with. Okay, that's been dispensed with. We are going to, sorry everybody to be jumping around, doing my best. We're going to go backwards to file item number 52. 52, Mr. Chen. File item number 52, that is AB 460 by Assemblymember Chen. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 460 by Assemblymember Chen, an act relating to public health.
Assemblymember Chen, you are recognized.
Thank you. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
All debate having ceased, the clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 68, no 0. Measure passes. Skipping ahead to file item number 91, also by Mr. Chen. That is AB 907. AB 907 by Assemblymember Chen. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 907 by Assemblymember Chen and others, an act relating to the State Air Resources Board.
Assemblymember Chen, you are recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. This bill repeals the prohibition on compensation for the 6 local Air District board members of the Air Resources Board and removes $100 per diem for board members who are elected officials. This bill is support, has no opposition. I respectfully ask for my vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Chen. Assemblymember Baines, you are recognized.
Thank you, Speaker and members. So last week I called for Chair Randolph to resign after she revealed that CARB fails to account for the impact their regulations will have on gas prices. Yesterday, I stood with the Republicans and voted to advance a bill that would repeal CARB's update to the low carbon fuel standard, which is expected to increase gas prices by as much as 46 cents per gallon. But today, I'm voting no as the Republicans try to give $57,000 in raises to 6 members of CARB who voted to adopt that very same update. Unelected bureaucrats that voted to increase gas prices, no, they don't deserve a raise. Please vote no.
Thank you, Assemblymember Baines. Leader Gallagher, you are recognized.
I mean, that's nice political posturing, but you did have the chance, actually, to get rid of that and rescind, that update that's going into effect that will cost California consumers, and you didn't do that. The bill before us is talking about local air district board members who are part of the Air Resources Board. So I understand it to be a support bill, but none of us are really satisfied with the Air Resources Board, trust me. But you know who could do something about that? Oh wait, us, right? We could direct them again. They're an agency that should be accountable to us and that has raised the cost of California consumers too much. They're unelected, and we should do something about that. I've been many bills to do just that. Unfortunately, they're not here on this floor.
Thank you, Leader Gallagher. Seeing and hearing no further debate, Assemblymember Chen, do you wish to close?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is a good government bill, and it has a cost of living adjustment clause associated with this bill, and I respectfully ask for your vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Chen. All debate having ceased, the clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Mr. Chen is asked to move the call. Mr. Gibson. We're on to file item 117, that's AB 1263. Decorum, please. Members, give your respectful attention to the author, please. File item 117, AB 1263 by Assemblymember Gibson. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 1263 by Assemblymember Gibson and others, and act relating to firearms.
Assemblymember Gibson, you are recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Assembly Bill 1263 is a common sense safety measure to address the emerging threats for the ghost gun industry. Ghost guns are particularly dangerous since they are often built from components sold through unregulated illegal channels and notably without a background check. This bill is sponsored by the Attorney General Rob Bonta and received bipartisan support. I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Gibson. All debate having ceased, the clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes, ayes 55, noes 9. The measure passes. File item 127, please. AB 1336. 127, AB 1336 by Assemblymember Addis. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 1336 by Assemblymember Addis, and act relating to workers' compensation.
Assemblymember Addis, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to present Assembly Bill 1336, the Farm Worker Heat Illness Prevention Act that will save lives, and I respectfully request your aye vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Addis. All debate having ceased, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes, ayes 52, noes 14. The measure passes. Mr. Gibson. File item 144. Okay. Members, we're going to be going to file item 144. That's AB 15 by Assemblymember Gibson. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 15 by Assemblymember Gibson and others, and act relating to crimes.
Assemblymember Gibson, you are recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Thank you for allowing me to present Assembly Bill 15, the California Homicide Victims Family Rights Act. AB 15 aims to create a procedure for family members, specifically a designated person for homicide victims, to request that law enforcement conduct a review of an open, unsolved homicide case file. This bill has received a support. I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Gibson. All debate having ceased, the clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 61, noes 1. The measure passes. File item 174, AB 801 by Assemblymember Bonta. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 801 by Assemblymember Bonta and others, and act related to financial institutions.
Assemblymember Bonta, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. I rise to present AB 801, which seeks to create a state-level Community Reinvestment Act and is a California Legislative Black Caucus priority. 7 states, including Massachusetts, New York, and Illinois, have passed their unique state CRAs to incentivize financial institutions to invest in the same communities that they create banks in. The federal CRA was enacted in 1977 to address redlining and requires financial institutions to meet the credit needs of low and moderate income communities. However, the federal CRA does not apply to modern financial entities such as independent mortgage companies, who now originate over half of the mortgages nationwide and often operate with minimal oversight. As a result, many financial institutions face no obligation to reinvest in the communities they profit from, especially communities that have been redlined and systemically depressed and denied investment. AB 801 establishes the California Community Reinvestment Act and does the following: requires financial institutions to meet the financial and credit needs of low-income and historically redlined communities, applies to state-chartered banks, credit unions with assets over $75 million, residential mortgage lenders, and money transmitters, directs the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation, DFPI, to conduct a disparity study to understand the credit and financial needs of different communities throughout the state, and requires DFPI to create guidelines to examine each covered financial institution's reinvestment performance. And it provides DFPI with the necessary enforcement mechanisms to ensure proper oversight and accountability when implementing the bill. The federal CRA has led to investments into historically underserved communities, which have supported affordable housing developments, small business growth, quality job creation, homeownership, and intergenerational wealth building. This is our opportunity to make sure an environment of federal deregulation in our CRA of our financial institutions, and when we have modernized financial institutions coming online, to ensure that we're investing in all of our communities, especially those that have been disenfranchised for far too long. With that, I respectfully request your aye vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Bonta. All debate having ceased, the clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 43, noes 13. The measure passes. We're going to go to file item 182. That is AB 1005 by Assemblymember Davies. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 1005 by Assemblymember Davies and others, an act relating to drowning prevention.
Assemblymember Davies, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Colleagues, I rise today to present AB 1005. Members, drowning is 100% preventable. Numbers don't lie. The statistics clearly show unintentional drowning is a leading cause of death in children aged 1 through 4. AB 1005 will help to ensure that children and their guardians are able to receive drowning prevention education at no cost to them or their school. This bill will begin a creation of a swim lesson voucher program for California's underserved communities and will increase access to swim lessons and education. I respectfully ask for your aye vote and for all of you to join me in the fight to end drowning here in California.
Thank you, Assemblymember Davies. All debate having ceased, the clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 68, no 0. The measure passes. Members skipping backwards, please. File item 148, AB 254. File item 148, AB 254 by Assemblymember Gallagher. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 254 by Assemblymember Gallagher and others, and act relating to international relations.
Leader Gallagher, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to present AB 254, which establishes the California-Ireland Trade Commission to advance bilateral trade and investment between California and Ireland. Ireland is the 7th largest source of direct foreign investment through foreign-owned enterprises in California. California's strategic enhancement of trade relationships with Ireland represents a significant opportunity for economic growth. AB 254 also recognizes the historical and economic ties and cultural ties between California and Ireland, offering a pathway to explore and maximize those mutual benefits in technology, education, and infrastructure. For those reasons, I ask for your aye vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Leader Gallagher. All debate having ceased, the clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 67, no 0. The measure passes. Madam Majority Leader, you are recognized.
I move to suspend Assembly Rule 69D, the one-day wait for the author to take up file item 24 AB 942.
Assemblymember Flora, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Withhold consent and ask for a roll call vote.
Thank you, Mr. Flora. The Majority Leader has moved to suspend Assembly Rule 69. It has been seconded by Mr. Garcia. This takes 40 votes. This is not debatable. Clerk will open the roll. Ms. Aguiar-Curry is asking for an aye vote. Mr. Flora is asking for a no vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 53, no 16. The motion carries. Okay, we're taking up third reading on Assembly Bill 942, file item number 24. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 942 by Assemblymember Calderon, and act relating to electricity.
Ms. Calderon, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to present Assembly Bill 942, which makes revisions to existing solar subsidy programs that will create greater equity for all Californians. Nearly 30 years ago, California launched rooftop solar subsidies to spur investment in this new industry. These subsidies were developed at a time when the retail rate of energy was lower. Over time, rates have significantly increased, and these subsidies have led to a cost shift onto non-solar customers to ensure grid maintenance. This cost shift amounted to an estimated $8.5 billion last year alone and is expected to increase in future years. To reduce the cost shift, this bill does two things. First, upon the sale of a home with rooftop solar, this bill requires the new homeowner to take service under the net billing tariff, which is a current solar subsidy program. And second, this bill eliminates the climate credit for solar customers, which would redistribute $220 million to ratepayers without solar. I have recently amended this bill to clarify that this bill only applies to investor-owned utility ratepayers, and I've also exempted public schools and agricultural solar customers from this bill. Members, I know you've received a lot of feedback from your constituents on this bill. Solar companies are able to directly communicate with their customers, encouraging them to call the representatives in opposition to this bill. But a vast majority of our constituents have no idea that they are subsidizing their neighbor's solar panel system. Our utility bills do not have a line item for how much goes towards subsidizing solar. If these ratepayers were told there was a legislative proposal that could reduce their energy bills, think about the amount of calls you would be receiving in support of AB 942. Even our care customers, who generally benefit from discounted bills due to being low income, are negatively impacted by the net energy metering program. San Diego Gas and Electric care customers pay, on average, an additional $264 a year to make up for NEM. PG&E care customers pay an additional $251 a year. And Southern California Edison care customers pay an additional $150 a year. This is not right, and it's not equitable. Our non-rooftop solar constituents, who are a vast majority of Californians, need us to be their voice. This bill is about energy affordability and will provide real cost savings for California families. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Calderon. Assemblymember Sharp Collins, you are recognized.
I just had a quick question to my colleague. Thank you so much for putting forth the bill.
Without objection.
Is that okay? Thank you. I just wanted to ask you, how is the savings actually going to reach our consumers?
The climate credit gets redistributed.
You may continue.
Thank you. Can you just kind of explain how that was going to be distributed?
Just give me a second.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, we get the climate credit once a year on your utility bills, and so that's when you would get that savings.
Thank you, Assemblymember Sharp Collins. Seeing and hearing no further debate, Assemblymember Calderon, do you wish to close?
Yes. You know, we talk a lot about affordability, and I know everybody on this floor is committed to trying to make life more affordable for our constituents. And so this bill is an attempt to just try and do that. And so I appreciate all the calls that you've received. I appreciate all the conversations that you've had with me, and I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Calderon. All debate having ceased, the clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 45, noes 9. The measure passes. Madam Majority Leader, you are recognized.
Point of order.
State your point of order.
The amendments at the desk to the following bills are not germane and therefore are in violation of Assembly Rule 92. Assembly Bill 572, Assembly Bill 1448.
Madam Majority Leader, your point of order is well taken. The amendments are clearly in violation of Assembly Rule 92. They are therefore out of order. Mr. DeMaio, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I appeal the ruling of the chair.
Thank you, Mr. DeMaio. Mr. DeMaio has appealed the ruling of the chair. Requires a second. Seconded by Ms. Castillo. Okay. Assembly member, the question before the body is okay. Apologies, Mr. DeMaio. Members, the question before the body is, shall the decision of the Speaker be sustained? The Speaker is asking for an aye vote. Assemblymember DeMaio is asking for a no vote. Clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Takes a majority of those present voting to sustain the speaker. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 54, noes 17. The speaker is sustained. Moving back to business on the daily file, we are going to go back to file item 187, AB 1067, by Assemblymember Quirk Silva. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 1067 by Assemblymember Quirk Silva, an act relating to public employees' retirement.
Assemblymember Quirk Silva, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. AB 1067 upholds integrity within public service and strengthens accountability measures for public employees by requiring public employers to continue misconduct investigations even if a public employee retires while under investigation. I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Quirk Silva. All debate having ceased, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 69, noes 0. The measure passes. Members, we are going to do one last bill today, and that's going to be it. File item 79, AB 742, by Assemblymember El Hawari. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 742 by Assemblymember El Hawari and others, an act relating to professions and vocations.
Assemblymember El Hawari, you are recognized.
Good evening, members and speaker. I am proud to present AB 742, a Black Caucus priority which would require licensing boards to prioritize people who have been unjustly denied, making sure that when reviewing applications for professional licenses, they are prioritized. I respectfully ask for your aye vote to create a more equitable future for descendants of slaves. Thank you.
Thank you, Assemblymember El Hawari. All debate having ceased, the clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 54, noes 14. The measure passes. Folks, we're not quite done. Decorum. Mr. Chen is asking to lift the call. Clerk will post. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 46, noes 5. The measure passes. One second, members. Members. Members, we're going to lift the call on the consent calendar. Clerk will post. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll and tally the votes. Ayes 75, noes 0. Consent calendar is adopted. Clerk will read the remaining items on the consent calendar.
Assembly Concurrent Resolution 70.
Ayes 75, noes 0.
Assembly Concurrent Resolution 87.
Ayes 75, noes 0.
And Assembly Concurrent Resolution 88.
Ayes 75, noes 0. Moving on to announcements, members, I have some good news for you. Session schedule tomorrow is being pushed from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. If you could make it here on time, that would be appreciated. Seeing and hearing no further business, I'm ready to entertain excuse me, Madam Majority Leader, you are recognized. Madam Majority Leader is recognized.
Thanks for another stellar day, members. Today we did 130 bills. So thank you very much for like a 350s for honing in.
All right, seeing and hearing no further business, ready to entertain a motion to adjourn. Mr. Bryan moves and Mr. Ta seconds that this House stands adjourned until Wednesday, June 4th at 10 a.m. Quorum call is lifted. We are adjourned. Vote changes, please come approach the dais. Vote changes on the dais, please.
We've got a vote change. Diane Dixon, Assemblymember Diane Dixon, first one. I have two. Is AB 1242 from no to not voting.
Vote change, Assemblymember Dixon, Assembly Bill 1242, no to not voting.
The next one is Assembly Bill 1388, not voting to yes. Is there any more? AB 1418, from aye to not voting.
Vote change, Assemblymember Dixon, Assembly Bill 1418, aye to not voting.
Vote change Lackey, AB 723, aye to not voting.
Vote change, Assemblymember Lackey, Assembly Bill 723, aye to not voting.
Vote change, AB 39, from no to not voting. Castillo. Oh.
Vote change, Assemblymember Castillo, Assembly Bill 39, no to not voting.
Jeff Gonzalez, AB 723, from yes to not voting.
Vote change, Assemblymember Jeff Gonzalez, Assembly Bill 723, aye to not voting.
I'm ready. Vote change Schultz, AB 942, from aye to not voting.
Vote change, Assemblymember Schultz, Assembly Bill 942, aye to not voting.
Flora, vote change, AB 723, aye to not voting.
Vote change, Assemblymember Flora, Assembly Bill 723, aye to not voting.
Vote change, Assemblymember Hart, AB 697, aye to abstain.
Vote change, Assemblymember Hart, Assembly Bill 697, aye to not voting.
And AB 90, no to aye.
Vote change, Assemblymember Hart, Assembly Bill 90, no to aye.